for Jot.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we know that your proposal has been rejected by the board of directors to launch mobile applications. But you try to determine to launch the new range of toys, which is mobile circuit of toys, which is we really support you to launch this product. Why? Because we have been analyzed that these products will bring you financial benefits to increase your company value up to 341,000 euros. So, how are we going to achieve that proposal? Let's see our further analysis.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, before we are going to the recommendation, there are three analyses here: suitability, acceptability, and feasibility analysis. Now, we are coming to the first analysis, suitability. As we know, Jot has positioning as quality electronic toy brand, and Jot has core competence in three aspects: electronic features, educational, and innovative products. And also, we look at the positioning map of Jot. Jot has positioning itself in high technology product and the educational product, so this proposal is with the Jot's competitive advantage.
Coming to the acceptability analysis, we know that every single product has product life cycle, and we analyze that your product life cycles is only 5 years, from the introduction phase until the maturity phase. So let's begin the financial impact of this proposal. So this is our financial impact. We believe that in the first years, you can achieve 15,000 units sold, and it will increase as long as the increasing of the product life cycle. And for the cost of goods sold, it will increase 5% as long as the increasing of the inflation, 5% each year. And for the marketing cost, you will need the marketing cost 40,000 euro each year in the first until the third year, and it will decreasing in the fourth and the 5th year. And this is our timeline of this financial impact. In the initial year, you will need 300,000 euro for initial development costs. And the first until the 5th years, the profit margin of this product will increase as long as the increasing of the product life cycle. So this proposal will get the net present value 340,000 euro with discount rate 20%. And if you will to launch this product, you will minimum of unit is 48,000 units.
Okay, now the third analysis is feasibility analysis. In here, we try to determine whether or not it is feasible for you to actually launch the product. Now, as you can see here from the money availability, you have a financial difficulty, so there will be a lack of resource to finance the proposals. As we know, the initial cost is around 300,000 euro, while last year your operating profit is only 500,000 euro, which means the initial cost alone will take around more than 50% of your profit. And remember that the long-term debt of 500,000 euro will mature in early 2014, so we have to consider that also. On the other hand, Jot has the capability to make these new toys because you already have an in-house design and also available supplier for the circuit that you will need for the new toys, which is called the application-specific circuit integrated. Now, for the market, we see the market is available. There is a market. If you benchmark to Lego, one of the most well-known toys that position itself as educational toy, most of its sales are in Eastern Europe and Western Europe. So if you benchmark to them, we show that Europe is the most available market for you, and you are also operating in Europe, so it is very feasible for you. Now, so based on our three analysis, we recommend you to go on with these proposals, but with a few things that we recommend you to do to make these proposals profitable. First, it's time to go public. Why? Because you currently have financial difficulties, but that doesn't mean that you have to stop expanding, because Jot is a very prospective company. Last year alone, the sales growth is around 18%, operating profit growth is around 20%. So financial difficulties is a signal that you currently have too many debts and you have to, it's time for you to go public and increase your equity. And our second recommendation involves product development. Now we recommend you to make sure that you put these three aspects in your product: technology, educational, and innovative. Why? Because based on our research, these are the aspects that you have to have to make the product successful in the market. Now, second, still involving product development, we recommend you to combine your previous toys, which these new mobile circuit toys. Why? Because then you will have a better response in the market, because children will have familiarity with these toys when they were younger, when they were 5 to 8 years old. Then if you combine it, they will be familiar with it, and you will get a better response in the market. Now, our third recommendations, you should develop this vehicle and remote control model. Why? Because as you can see here, the blue one and the purple one is the highest sales. So we recommend you to go on with it. So you should develop the vehicles and remote control. And the third, as the marketing strategies, we recommend you to help the competitions for age 9 to 11, because then they will know it more. And we recommend you to do it in France, German, and UK, because we see that these are the places that your products can grow even more.
To maintain sustainable growth and the macro growth of the launching mobile circuit toys, we recommend us to do the long-term recommendation for John. Based on the purchase competitive strategy, we recommend John in the first 3 years, just must focus on Europe market to selling these mobile circuit toys, and then for the early and 4th years, just should develop new features and new market in the US, and it will maintain and to avoid the decreasing of launching of the product in PLC, product life cycle.
So now, ladies and gentlemen, coming with our conclusions. We see that launch mobile circuit toys is very productive for JOS, so we really support this proposal. Our short-term recommendations in doing this: first, it is time to go public, as we know that it requires a lot of money, so we go through the recommendations in order to solve it. And the second is develop innovative products. But we also give you steps. How are we going to do that? First, develop educational and electricity toys, because it is suitable with the JOT core competence, right? And then the second is introducing action figures and tools that JOT already has. We know that this is the new market. 9 to 11 years is not new market for JOT. So we try to recommend JOT to combine the action figure and those that JOT already penetrate the market for 5 to 8 years old in order to easily grab this new market. And third is develop vehicles and remote control model, as we try to give you the data based on Euro-Monitor analysis. These vehicles and remote control model will bring you to the global market. And then third is health competitions as marketing strategies in order to grab new market. Long-term preventions. So JOT will try to develop the market 3 years first in the Europe, and then the next 4 years, in order to keep sustainable, JOT will try to grab new markets, for example in US, and develop new features in order to be compatible. Here is our action plan. First, JOT can start the initial public offering at the September 2013 until March 2014, and then JOT can start the research and development at the beginning of April until the December of 2014. And we recommend JOT not to do it in a rush, because we see that what happened in Fall-EU flying spaceship toy, they are in a rush, so the quality is raised. And then in 2014, at January and March, JOT can join the toy fairs to introduce its new product. And then also at the beginning of April until May, JOT can start to appoint the manufacturers until manufacturing it. And at November 2015, JOT can start to launch and promote the product. Ladies and gentlemen, our recommendations will help your company grow to increase your value up to 300,000 euros. So we believe LNS should continue with this proposal. So here is the end of our presentation. We are super team Thank you so much for your attention.
Thanks very much for that. If I may go first here. One of the aspects I'd like to understand a bit more before we put this to our board is what risks have you guys thought about in terms of launching this, bringing it to the market, etc. What do we need to be careful of here?
Of course. Thank you so much for your question, sir. So there is a resistance for Jot because this is new market. So it is true that Jot has been very great in traditional one, but in launching new range of toys, which is new market for Jot, Jot is trying to have the important points is research and development, which might come back to the timeline, sir. So we already try to give recommendation for Jot to do recommendations, not in a rush. Here, the research and development that usually take place from April to December. So Jot is trying to have the research on the market. What is exactly the designs that the children really love, and what is exactly that the competitor already have tested the resistance. So make sure Jot already know the market first, get research and development, and then launch it.
Just leading on from that, do you see any, so we're obviously going to invest a lot of money in this up front. Are there any barriers to entry that you see that other competitors are going to battle to come in with a similar product, same sort of time? If I look at it, you've got a long lead period here. How do we tackle that?
Okay, so thank you for the question. So yeah, we have a very long timeline with this because we want to really be ready for this new market, and so we have to make sure that the product really can be rated well in the market. That is why we have this very long timeline, and also we see that there's not many products like this, so it is a very good product and very innovative. So we think it will survive in the market.
So we try to recommend Jot, try to have the innovations. For example, like there is no the toys that nowadays that combine the electronics and also the circuit. So this is the innovations product. And better again, we already give you the data that better on Euro Monitor that parents really support the children to buy educational toys. So this is what Jot is about. Jot is very famous in educational. So maintaining your core competence is pretty important. So stay in electronical, educations, and innovative product. That's what Jot needs to do.
Just building on that point, why don't you start the R&D while you start the IPO? You start that and run that in parallel. And I'm concerned that the other manufacturers might make the connection and jump into this product. We're only coming to market in what I think is more than 18 months in this proposal. We already know and understand what the idea is and concept. How much R&D do you need to do? Why is it taking so long?
Okay, so when we make it after the initial public offering, because in here we give around 7 months for initial public offering, and maybe it will take longer. So it is prevention measures. That is why we put it in early April, so that we show that we will have enough resource, because we don't want to cut it in the middle of the way just because we don't have enough money. So, and for the manufacturers, we think that Jot is quite competitive in the market. I mean, it already has positioning as electronic quality toys and also educational toys. So we think that even when other competitors try to imitate or try to have capture the we see that Jot can still win this because it has a strong positioning.
Thank you very much. Can I ask you about the competition that you want to run to market the product? Why don't you use traditional marketing methods like TV or some kind of advertising? What made you go for the competition? What would be the cost of that competition, do you think? And why would it give you a better return than traditional media?
So So thank you so much for your question, sir. So we see that we have been analyzed the market, the global market for the toys. So we see that here is Europe, especially in Germany, the French, Germany, and UK is the very biggest markets to sell educational toys. So that's why, in order to grab this market first, why don't we just try to focus on this market and doing the competitions? I mean, like, mass media is like to all the target markets. It's not specifics, and then it can Barcelona is not specific. It is not really. It is very expensive side. So it is competitions designing on your own toys. It is really specific, and that's exactly that's what we want.
Okay, just leading on from that, talking about the competition. And also, obviously the R&D time, that's going to sort of take a year as well. So how are we going to make sure, especially in this industry, copying and patent is really important. So how can we be sure that what we come out is, that we're not going to be accused of copying any idea from our competitors? So sort of thinking about that in the legal terms, but also in the ethical terms.
Okay. So we believe also this product is new, ma'am. So first of all, there's a snap circuit toys, which is there is circuit, but there's no electronic, and there's no mobile version on it. So that's why Alan are very confident to the board that this is time for us to innovate. So this is talking about this is new product. So Jot will be the first mover advantage, and then in order not to be lost in the competitive when there's new entrants come to the market, Jot can try to combine with the action figure that already there in 5 until 8 years old in order to grab the existing market and then expand more to 9/11.
So if I may add, so to overcome the problem with copying from other competitors, why we put it very long? Because, well, actually we try to, because we want to join the toy fair in early 2015. But if the research and development is already finished, like before that, Jot can put it in their website, coming a new toy, something like that. So I think it would be a good strategy to make sure that everyone know that Jot is the first one to do this and not the other competitor, and so they will not accuse us of copying them.
Can I just take back to the financials and the acceptability analysis? What assumptions did you make in coming up with your product life cycle, and was that an appropriate timescale? And secondly, how did you come up with your growth in terms of sales volumes?
Okay, thank you for the question, sir. So we assume that the product life cycle begin in the introduction phase. So we assume that in the first year it will Jot can achieve 15,000 units sold, and it will increasing because the product life cycle will increase. So this is we show the introduction phase in the first years, and then the growth phase in the second years, and the maturity in the third and the fourth years. So based on that, in the first years, the initial years is 15,000 units sold, and then it will increase because the pace is already in the growth phase, so it will increase of 5,000 units. And then in the third year, it will increase because in the growth until the maturity, it will increase very up. So then it will increase 10,000 units. And then 4 in the 10,000 unit also. But because the 4 until 5 is already matured for the toys, so the increasing is only 5,000 units. So this is our assumption for the units. And then for the cost of goods sold, because we assume that there are inflation rate in each year, so we assume that the inflation each year is 5%. So the cost of goods sold also increase each year. And then for the distribution, we assume that the distribution cost is 5% of selling price, because we see that in the financial statement of the Jot company, we see that distribution cost is only 5% for the selling price or revenue. And then for marketing cost, the cost for the first until the third years, it will cost 40,000 euro, because we see that the marketing cost here is first launching some competition. We need some cost here, so we assume that the competition cost will be 40,000 euro, and it will decrease because we see that if just as the product life cycles decrease and mature, so the product already popular for the customer or end consumer, so the marketing cost will be decreased as long as the product life cycle matures. Thank you.
The total estimated volume is 150,000. Yes. Do you expect this to go on beyond 5 years? Is 5 years realistic for a technological product of this nature? As a life cycle?
Yes, we obviously think that this will still go on. That is why in the long-term strategy, we try to, in the 4th year, we will try to enter new markets such as in the United States. So in order to make this product sustainable, but this is our assessment of the 5 years.
So this is the acceptability analysis. We see that the product life cycle is only 5 years, right? So to overcome the product life cycle being matured or the product matured, so our recommendation in long term is first getting a new market in USA, because we know that in the first until the 3rd year, the market is only in the Europe. So we have to try to going to the new market in USA. And the second is developing new features, because we know that the technology also growing faster. So we have to develop and innovate the product of our product. Sorry.
My final question is on going public. Yes.
Yeah.
Who do you see as the potential investors, and would it not be perhaps, as this is a fairly risky venture, possibly going to a venture capitalist as opposed to very public?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay. We absolutely see that going public is feasible for Jot, because Jot is very prospective. As we see, the growth is very good. It has strong sales, strong profit, and it has good strategy of expansion, and so that is why we think Jot will be popular and initial public offering would be feasible for them.
Okay, Alana actually went to the retailer, showed them the concept in the form of a drawing. Do you think damage has been done, and what should she do about that?
So it is like Alana is very, very spiritful to see that to the retailers. It is very bad because he has been harassed without the board of director permissions. Of course, we need to try. We recommend you to remind Alana, but try to retain her, because she tried to. What she's trying to do is try to see about the retailer's perspective on this new product, and then Alana got it. The retailers very excited with this new product, only with the drawing. But in the future, Alana should do it in the proper research and development time, not just try to suddenly come to the retailers and without permissions with the board director. So we really give the strict warning to Alana not to do that again. But we still retain it because her patience is only trying to make Jot into the better future company.
Okay, and if I may add, so what should Alana do? So the design is already on the retailers, and so what should Alana do right now is to develop the product in a better way. So the one that retailers hasn't know yet. So in order for others to not copy it, so we think that the product should be developed even more and even better in the future.
If we could just go back to the public offering again. Sorry to dwell on this, but you talked about the profitability, you talked about the growth, etc. How important is the management team in terms of a critical success factor for people wishing to invest?
You mean like critical success factor for?
How important is it for the investors to look closely at the management team in terms of how good is this team? Is it good enough and credible enough to take us to the next level?
We really believe that Jot need to do the public offering, because this is what the company, if they want to be to grow more, because the leverage of Jot is already high. I mean, like the debt of equity among its peers is already tripled among its peers. So Jot cannot use overdraft anymore and then can use it.
And so we also see that the management of George is, you know, we can say they are good because as you see, Ellen Laws have very imaginative idea, and they have good. She has good ideas. So I think investors can trust the management because we are sure that George will grow in the future, and it has a good management team.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.